That cash is scarce is no longer news because we all have various experiences to share of trying to access cash and meeting various challenges, brick walls. You must have seen the messages from CBN trying to put various measures in place to ensure that there is enough cash in the economy, but still cash is scarce. So the question we're going to start from is this: why is cash scarce? We're going to start with the Naira redesign that was instituted by the past CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele. We're made to understand that about 3.2 trillion Naira was mopped from the economy. Most people took their cash to the bank, and the bank in turn took these funds to the central bank. So 3.2 trillion was mopped from the economy. And from what a senior advocate of Nigeria told us, Femi Falana, who followed the case, then said CBN printed about 400 billion. So 400 billion to 3.2 trillion represent about 13%. So you're going to see that difference there, which definitely will tell you cash will be scarce. CBN never refuted that claim, but from what we saw from CBN Portal, we're made to understand that CBN printed 1.9 trillion. Even 1.9 trillion against 3.2 trillion is about 60%, meaning there is 40% deficit. Definitely there is going to be that scarcity of cash. Another reason why cash is scarce is this: because of apprehension. Remember last time we had this Naira redesign, a lot of people were stranded, people lost their life trying to access cash. So because of this speculation that CBN is going to stop the usage of the old Naira note by the 31st of December 2024, people decided to hoard cash in their various houses. So cash is being hoarded, trying to prevent the sad occurrence of what happened last time. So people are keeping cash because they were not adequately informed by the central bank or by various financial houses that CBN is saying both the old and the new Naira notes will be used concurrently for now. So there is no stopping the old Naira notes. So those of us holding the Naira note, we should please bring them out and let it flow in the economy. That's the second reason. Another reason why cash is scarce is this. Remember last time we were made to understand when some houses were raided, some lodges were raided, some politician houses were raided, there was a lot of cash that was stuck in these houses. So you can see that some of these funds that should go around are being stuck in some of these places, especially by politicians who are trying to prepare for the coming election. It might be the local government election, the House, National Assembly, or whichever one. Cash is being hoarded to prepare for this election. So you can see another reason why cash is scarce. Recently, we saw the EFCC taking some people to court. CBN last time told us that some banks were sanctioned because the staff of these banks were selling cash. Yes, that is another reason why cash is scarce. You see, as CBN releases funds to some of these institutions, some of fraudulent staff in this institution sell this cash to POS operators. So when these funds go to directly to POS operators, who now sell them at a premium. Remember, it is against the law to sell the Naira, but that is what most fraudulent people do. They are taking advantage of the scarcity, taking advantage of the system to enrich themselves. So that is another reason why cash is scarce. We saw EFCC taking some to court. CBN said a bank was fined 150 million for selling cash. These are various reasons why cash is scarce in the economy. And again, because Nigeria is cash economy. Now, most of these businessmen that engages in, let's say, like the fast-moving consumer goods or say filling station petroleum dealers, you see, they are veritable sources of cash. Now you can see them selling cash to POS operators directly instead of taking money to the bank. That is why when you go to some of the bank, you will not see cash, but you see cash with the POS operators. Now, POS operators said they buy this cash from these merchants, or rather from these petroleum vendors or sellers of these fast-moving consumer goods. They buy it at a premium. Now, for most businessmen, you have 2 million to deposit in the bank. You're going to take the risk, take it to the bank and deposit, and sometimes you might be charged the 15 naira stamp duty charge that CBN enforces. But POS operator will take that 2 million for you, pay you 2.1 million. So you see, there is no need taking the money to the bank. So you see, this is a major reason why cash is not flowing freely, because they sell this cash to POS operator, which is very, very wrong. Because if the law finds out that you are selling cash, you'll be what? Culpable, you'll be held liable. So these are some of the reasons why cash is scarce in the economy. Though CBN has brought out a lot of things, try policies, a lot of rules, guidelines in place to guide against this, but then Nigeria, like I said, is a cash-driven economy. It's cash-driven economy because of a lot of challenges. First, because of trust issue. Some businessmen will prefer you paying them cash than you doing transfer because of these fraudulent transfers that they do. Most of them, they lost money, so they prefer seeing cash. And also another reason why it's cash driven is because of the state of our e-channels. The banks or the financial institutions, they've not gotten to that level where businessmen would depend on their transfers. I remember somebody that went to eat at a restaurant after eating, wanting to pay. His app was not going, his card was not going, he was stranded. He wished he had cash on him. So these are some of the challenges because the system is not that efficient, so people prefer going with cash. Well, the thing there is this: why CBN tries to put these efforts in place to ensure that there is enough cash in the system, they should still look at building our infrastructure, our network, our data network, our telecommunication system, so that these e-channels will be effective and efficient, and people can do what really depend on them. Another thing CBN needs to do is that awareness, orientation, create that awareness, because most people still don't know that the old Naira note and the new Naira note will coexist. They still think that CBN will stop the usage by the end of the year. So CBN needs to do enough, create the awareness, and ensure that people get abreast to what is happening. Another thing is those businessmen that sell cash, they should understand the challenge of selling cash to POS operators, who in turn sell it to the final users. It is not very good. If EFCC puts their ear on the ground and ensure that those people are held liable, and also those bank staff that sell cash, because sometimes you go to the bank to collect cash, you will not get it, but you see some of their staff selling cash to some of those people, which is very, very fraudulent. So everybody needs to put their hands together and ensure that we do all we need to do. It doesn't also stop the CBN from printing more cash, which definitely will affect. There are a lot of economics indices when it comes to printing more cash. But then, if we can trace those cash that are outside the banking system, it's still going to help us guide against this cash shortage. So until we address the basic issues, the causes of this scarcity will continue to experience them. Now, we need to build our framework, we need to create awareness, we need to educate ourselves. I know most Nigerians don't know that you cannot do transactions above 500,000 with cash, but that is what we do every day. So the awareness needs to be there to help us come out of this challenge. Well, we're going to stop here for now. What are your thoughts? What do you think about this? What do you think the country can do to come out of this challenge? I'm going to see you in our next video.